I want to introduce you to the new 2020 Scimech HD upgrade. This is the 2019. This is an optional upgrade that you can get on the 2020, or you can also have a retrofit. Let me tell you all about it. Okay, this is my old machine from last year. Now it's dusty, as you see. And it works great, and it works fine on most grooming shears, especially since we are using the new curve adapter for the curve shears. But here's where a problem came along. Lindsay and Josh Davis, who are sharpeners that have our Scimech, that have this one, found out that if they were doing the long 8-inch Lefty shears for the groomers, and they do a lot more groomers than I do, so this hadn't been a problem for me, but they found it was a problem. When I try to move out here, let's say I'm sharpening with this, and I'm going, especially a Lefty, where I'm going the opposite direction here and I'm coming out, it's just too hard to maneuver and you can hit the edge. And in Lindsay's case, the shears got away from her and went flying. And she told her husband, she says, "I'm not sharpening any more of these shears until you fix this machine to work for me." Now, unless you're doing a long dog grooming shear that's a Lefty, you're not going to have the same problem as Lindsay. Let me show you how they solved the problem, and this is an upgrade that you can purchase from us for your machine or in your future machines. If you're not planning on doing grooming shears, and you're going to be going after hairstylists, I would not get this additional item on my machine. I wouldn't pay for the upgrade. I wouldn't get it on my original machine, because the opportunities you're going to have to do a really long left-handed grooming shear is going to be rare. But now, if you are primarily sharpening for groomers, this is the trick. Now, if it's just a short left-handed shear, I probably wouldn't even move the arm. But if you're getting into something really long, you may want to put the spatter guard on the other side just to keep the dust down. Or I usually just leave it off. This is going to be really cumbersome to come in here. This is a 3/8 nut. Just simply remove it. Now when you lift this up, see, this is a ball bearing here. This can come out if you're not careful. Do not lose it. We can replace it, but it's going to be aggravating to have to wait to get another one sent in. Also, these little pieces here are Teflon. They make it slide really easy, and these can get lost too. So just kind of keep an eye on those so those don't disappear. In fact, probably this arm here, you're going to take this off, maybe put this in your toolkit so you don't lose it. We have it so it's loose like this so that it turns easily, and you have that really smooth, steady arm that is unique to the Scimech. So I'm going to move this to our other side, and I slide this on. Get your nut. Tighten it by hand. Cinch it down a little bit. And you're good to go. You can set your shears in your clamp, and since our clamp is lefty-righty, there's no problem. Some shears you're going to take apart, some you'll put together, but let's leave these together. And one other thing interesting about the clamp, on grooming shears, a lot of times I don't take them apart. If there's not a ride line, I don't need to work the inside. There can be a problem. Now on these I probably wouldn't because it's a teeth, but if you have a big screw like this, see, I can put this in the clamp without taking them apart, and there's a place, a little cutout for my screw. So that makes it really convenient. It makes it so fast. You only have to have one machine for doing groomers and salons, long and short shears, lefties, righties. And now with the arm on this side, I can come in easily and get the whole blade. Now you see I'm going beyond the center. one of the great things is this curve adapter, which my granddaughter Susanna helped with the design of it with the 3D printing, the Tinkercad, and I'm not going beyond the center and I can pull this out. This works well on curved shears, but what we're finding is that if you've got the long blades, it's excellent. And of course you can just tear this off, create any grit or polish that you want on here, so it's totally adaptable to whatever type of shear you're doing, whether they're high quality or low quality. Just speeds things up. That's the new changes on the 2020 Scimech. These are upgrades that you would pay extra for. They're not going to automatically come unless you want it, but it's an option. You see the controls have moved to the bottom. This works as well if you're upright, and my controls, see, are down at the bottom. But I can still use this upright, come in with my clamp, and you see how I can do the sharpen it in an upright position. And this way, if I wanted to stand up instead of sitting down, I could very easily use this arm that's coming all the way out here and have plenty of room to work with my long shears. The grooming industry is really growing. It seems to be almost recession proof. People are going to pay to have their dog's hair cut and clipped and bathed and groomed and all those crazy things, even if they can't afford to get their own hair done. The dog comes first. And we're just finding that whole segment of grooming and grooming shears has grown. As our country begins to age, older people have dogs and are taking care of them. So this might be something, if you're going after more of the grooming industry and you have the Scimech, you may want to pay for the upgrade. Or if you're looking at a very versatile machine that'll do salon, grooming, do them all for you without having a lot of different equipment, and you can bring one machine into the shop to work. That just makes the Scimech a little bit better for all sharpeners. Check out my video on the curve adapter. That has been a real handy tool for a lot of sharpeners. It'll work on the Scimech, but it'll also work on any Flathone. We have a lot of other videos. Follow our channel, subscribe. I love questions. You can put your questions below, email me, call me. You know what's even more fun is if you've got a pair of shears that you're kind of stuck with. We've got some videos coming up. We'll show you how you should have done it or shouldn't have done it, and we'll fix it, and we'll videotape it, and we'll all look at it together. And I won't mention your name, I promise.